guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be installing a daytime running light relocation harness for my 2017 Chevy Colorado. And what this harness does is it relocates the DRL from the main low beam bulb to the running light. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Normally the low beams are the daytime running light, like you see here. But what this harness does is relocate it from the low beam to the running lamp here. And this is useful if you're running some sort of aftermarket bulbs in your low beams and you don't want them to wear out all day when you're driving in the daytime, or if you just prefer the look of the running lamp being the DRL. So the harness I got is from a company called Gen 5 DIY, and it's very simple to install. There's a plug-in line harness here that's connected to a plug-in line harness here that's wired up with some relays. And then there's also a hot connection to your battery, and this is useful for when you want to run aftermarket bulbs to have a clean power source to your new bulbs. So the first step is coming onto the driver's side in the engine compartment and finding the connector with the red pull tab right there. That is where you're going to plug in the driver's side portion of the harness. That red tab just slides towards the rear of the truck, and then you can remove the connector. And guys, there really is no easy way for me to show you this, except this is the connector that I unplugged from the headlight, and it's now plugged into the harness. You can see that connector on top. That's the actual harness. And the other side of that harness plugs directly into the headlight. You can't really see it. I can't not get you a good shot of it, I'm sorry. But make sure you plug slide that red tab back into the connector so that it locks in place. As you can see right now, it is not slid in. That's on the driver's side. The passenger side can be a little more tricky, so there's more stuff in the way. I'm entering right now through the wheel well to get a little better access, but I'll tell you what, it's kind of a pain. There's not really a lot of room in there, but once you get the connectors off, it's really just, you cannot mess it up. There's only one way for the connectors to install, and they install in line. So this is the connector on the passenger side. I'm coming in through the wheel well again, but you may need to come through the engine compartment over top to get this connector undone. It's tight, guys, and I got big hands. I'm sorry. It's not easy to show the locations and how it's exactly done. It's the only connector on the back with the red pull tab, so you can't mess up. So once that pull tab is pulled out like this, up, and then it's in that up position, you have to depress this tab. That allows you to release it from the back of the headlight. So guys, once you have the two connectors on the back of the headlights done, you come over here to your battery terminal, and there's the lead that you want to hook up to the battery, and that's what this line is here. And I'll give you a word of warning. The directions tell you to mount it here, but the bolt that's on here, it's not meant to be taken off. It's meant to be loosened so that you can take off this piece from the post on the battery and then tighten back up. I removed it all the way and stripped it off, so I have to go find a new bolt for this. So what I ended up doing is adding a new lead to the connector here that was wide enough to fit on this post here on the battery, and that works just fine. So just a word of warning, I don't recommend mounting it to this spot here, but this is a direct connection right to the battery as well. You just need to add a bigger terminal. And then this is the relays. I just zip tied them to this location here. There's like another factory connector right here that allowed me to mount these securely with zip ties. I also took off the metal tabs just so they're not sticking up out of the way. And then I just kind of zip tied my wires along the inside. You'll see it's like the back side of the headlight here. So that way you can just kind of clean them up. And then the other cable runs along the top of the radiator here, there to the other headlight. So a little more challenging than I initially thought, but it can be done. Now that you know kind of what to expect. The connectors are tough to remove on the back side of the headlights. Just go careful. You don't want to break those off. That'll be an expensive fix. But just take your time. And that's pretty much it, guys. Now your low beam will no longer function as your daytime running lamp, and it will be, your parking lamps will now be the DRL. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe and like button, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, guys.